What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Maps Exposed. This is the series where I share all of the lines of sight, jump spots, as well as any other sort of secrets that I know of on every map in Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer. And in today's episode, by popular request, we're going to be moving on to Garrison. So hopping right into it, let's start it off at the B Domination flag location. In the middle of the map here, a really common place for enemies to capture the flag, actually the most common, is to be in this spot right here. So I've got a few great counters for you to challenge these people. The first one is quite simple. Come down low here, and if you come all the way up this way, usually they're focused on fighting right on the B flag. If you manage to make it all the way up here, it's just a super easy kill on them, and they don't typically expect it to be coming down low. At least that's been my experience. It's usually a pretty easy kill for you there. Another alternative, this one's a little bit more direct and definitely a risky move, but I do this very often and it almost always works really well as long as you're quick with it. This is, instead of wrapping around and trying to fight them, this is where they're typically going to be pre-aiming and waiting for you, just jump on top like this, light them up, and then get out of here as fast as possible. You don't want to be lingering up there, obviously, because you're super exposed, but like I said, this often works. Just pop up here, get your kill, and then get away. Additionally, if the enemies are capping the B flag from you and you're on this side of the map over here, a great way to take them out on that spot is to come up the stairs right here, and there you go. You can get a great line of sight on them there, and they're just really easy to pick off. And the nice thing about this too is you're hidden quite well here. You're not really exposing yourself at all, and you get a free kill on those people. So with those spots in mind, if you are trying to cap the B flag from that side of the map, I'd recommend not standing right here and instead at least jumping up onto the crate right here. This allows you to challenge people that are over in that area there, or anybody that might be coming through here. You have much better cover than them and a slight height advantage, which is great. Or you could always just crouch and take cover here, and now you're suddenly hidden from those spots I just shared. Now, as for coming from the other side of the map, if you want to challenge people that are on this mid-map area, maybe capturing the B flag and domination, this is the most common capture spot if the enemies are coming from that side of the map. And the best way to take these guys out is actually super simple. It's to drop down here, make sure everything's clear, and then just sort of strafe over until you can see them through the tracks right here, and then you can just light them up. They'll have no idea what hit them from that particular spot. Now, aside from that spot, the next most common spot that you'll typically find is people that are just laying or crouching behind the tank right here, and these people are actually extremely easy to pick off. For these ones, what I'd recommend, if they're capping the B flag from you, just come up here, go prone, and there you go. Perfect line of sight on them. Super, super easy kill. Another alternative is to just drop down like this, and again, you get a nice line of sight through this crack right here. And then just another alternative I've got for you guys, if you happen to be down underground over here, you can come all the way back to this side here, but don't start climbing the ladder, don't jump up, just look backward toward this area here. Now, if they're laying down, you won't be able to see them, but if they're crouched, as you can see there, very clean line of sight, and you can see all the way across the back of the tank, so even if they're strafed like all the way over on this side here, you can still see them really, really easily. Next up, a few jump spots I've got in the middle of the map here. These ones might seem a little bit obvious, but I'm going to show them anyway. First up, you can jump from the tank right there up into the bridge here, and that's excellent. Also, this area right here, something I personally like to do. Instead of jumping in here, which is exactly where they expect you to be jumping in, like every single time, I like to jump in through the window more often than not. It's still going to be a bit of a risky maneuver because you don't know what you're getting yourself into, but a lot of the times it just takes them that much time to adjust their aim and snap on a target as I'm coming through the window, and that gives me that little bit of a jump that I need in order to kill them before they can kill me. As for coming from this side of the map, a lot of people, they'll like jump up like this, then they'll jump up on the tank, then they'll jump up there, and that's 3 jumps. That takes way too long. You're exposing yourself for a really long time. The alternative is also up on here like that, and again, that's 3 jumps. We can do this much faster if we just use this to our advantage here. This little ramp, it was built for us to only have to mantle up once. So we mantle up here, then we just walk straight forward till we hit this, and then we jump one more time, and we're up on the bridge. Next up, as I'm sure many of you guys know already, but just in case there's some new players or something that haven't seen this yet, this is an amazing power position that you will often find people in. I want to just point out that you can use this for yourself. It's great for challenging people coming through that doorway or basically anybody on that bridge or anybody that comes around here. This is a very powerful position, so I wanted to point that out. I also wanted to point out a bit of a counter to this. You can jump on it from this side as well. A lot of people will jump up here, and then jump onto the tank. But it turns out you can just jump directly onto this and then onto the tank like that. And that's a great way to challenge these people that they don't normally expect. Now, I do have a nice little counter wallbang spot to anybody that might be up in that tank area there. And this one works really, really good. Is if you find yourself on this side of the map, instead of trying to challenge them from here where you're out in the open and they have way, way better cover than you do, what you want to do is get yourself up onto this platform. Make sure you're safe, of course. pin yourself against this railing right here. It can be anywhere on this railing. Then there's this little box here. From here, come up a little bit, right around to this spot here. Start spraying through, and you've got yourself a super easy kill on them. You could also get a little bit of a jump spot here, just to check to see if someone's there, if you happen to be on this platform. And then if you do see them, you can just shoot them through this. You don't lose very much bullet damage at all through this, even though it is steel. Now, moving on to this area over here, if you have enemies that are up in this room and they're just waiting for you to come up these stairs, which will be fairly common, a great way that you can sort of take them off guard is to just run down low like this, and then from here, a lot of people will jump up like this and challenge, and that works just fine. But another thing you can do is from the ground here, even though it doesn't look like it, you can jump directly up over this railing. So for the people that are just going to be sitting right here, this is excellent for you to take them off guard, because you just come down low like this, jump up, and you're suddenly behind them, shooting them in the back, and they won't know what hit them. Next up, I've got a great line of sight to challenge the people that'll be camping in this window, and this is a very powerful position. If the enemies have map control, they will pin you back in your spawn over here, and it can be really difficult to challenge those people and break out of spawn. So this line of sight I've got for you here is excellent for this. If you come up right here, look at that. Perfect line of sight on those people, and this just isn't an area where they're normally looking for you, so you can normally pick off a really easy kill right here. And just a little alternative to that spot as well. Instead of challenging from this area right here, which is right where they're going to be pre-aiming and right where they expect you to be, instead, what you can do is quickly get across here so they don't get a line of sight on you for too long. Then from this position here, if you peek around like this, you can peek just over top of these boxes. And if you crouch, you're completely hidden. Stand up, you've got a great line of sight on them. And you definitely have a much better chance from this position compared to this position over here. Next up, I've got a nice long shot spot to challenge the people that are standing on that spot right there, which is super common. That's one of the most common positions in the game for people to be sitting in. And this is from all the way on this side of the map as well. If you come all the way over here and then we just mantle up on top of this, look at that. Great line of sight on those people across there. And normally they're not going to be looking all the way across this way. They're going to be too busy challenging the people that are up in this area here. So this is often just a really easy kill for you. Pop up here, have a quick look over, and if they're over there, easy shot. Now, across from that spot, we've got this position over here, which is another super common capping spot. You almost always have somebody up here at any given moment in the game. And just a few things I wanted to point out to challenge these people. First thing is, like I said earlier, this metal doesn't really block that much bullet damage. Even with an SMG, I can spray through that no problem and get a kill on somebody through there. So that's something that I will often do while playing on this map, is every once in a while, I'll just pop a few bullets through this wall. And if I get a hit marker, I just keep spraying for an easy kill. Another cool way to challenge these people over here is if you are on this bridge area or on the stairs. Of course, you could peek them around like this, but your entire body is exposed by doing that. So just a little alternative, assuming this is like a 1v1 situation and all of this is safe and you know you're not going to get shot from somewhere else, is just jump up onto the crates right here and then very slowly strafe over. And look at that. You get a great line of sight over top here. They don't normally expect this one, and also you've got great cover and the height advantage on them. This is just an easy kill for you. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed on Garrison. As always, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this map? I personally really like it. I think it's one of the better competitive maps in the game. But I do want to hear from you guys what you think about the map, and then also, which one of the maps would you like me to cover next for this series? Keeping in mind, I've already covered a pretty decent handful now, and I will leave a link to the playlist in the description down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.